For golf, and it is, don't get me wrong, but we say it's a great day for football, and the roof is wide open here in Glendale at State Farm Stadium.
Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Arizona Cardinals. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone, as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defender's minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Murray's throw complete to McBride.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, this defense for the Falcons, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punter, Hawk, as he gets this one away.
That's taken on the 25. A great return there of 22 yards.
And it will be Falcon football.
At their own 47-yard line.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
A man from nearby Tucson who was a prep standout here in Arizona. It's Bijan Robinson.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Robinson with another carry.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage, good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football, all right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson.
5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
Ritter, he wants to change the play here. Robinson again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I'd like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
3rd and goal at the 4-yard line. Robinson.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal.
Ritter on the 4th down try. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts,
his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Falcons' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. The Cardinals hit 2-7 now on the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. You talk about this Falcon defense.
They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Haven't met a corner that's worth his salt yet that ever admits to worrying about man coverage. How about the play there, breaking that pass up?
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Ritter with it after the play fake. That's out wide here for Robinson.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
They'll run with Patterson.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Murray. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. They were in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs there, so go ahead and throw it. He threw it, and it hurt him.
It's almost thrown into a blanket of coverage, isn't it? You talk about the best defenders you have are the defensive backs. 6 of them on the field. You're almost asking for trouble, and that's exactly what they ran into. Ended up throwing a pick 6.
Yeah, 6 defenders and 6 points.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Falcons 14, Cardinals nothing. Younghoe Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
20-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Cardinals, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
On play action, it's Murray. Rolling to his right. A short one there, caught by Swain. Finding room at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, Ingram.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Murray now on 1st down. And he whips that one incomplete there.
That
their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ingram. And they move this all the way down to the 9. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll run here with Ingram. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Here's Murray, a quick throw complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Zach Ertz from 6 yards away. And the Cardinals are back within a score. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point good by Prater, and that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Here's Ritter. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Sticking with a passing game. Here's Ritter again. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Meanwhile, Ritter's throw taken in by London. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Ritter will set up to throw it. And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll run
going for it with Robinson. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. He's going deep for Brown. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Brown, 73 yards. And the Cardinals are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Prater for the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Miller in motion right. First down, here's Ritter. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Koo knocks this one through the post. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Cardinals 14.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Garrett Williams.
That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give him the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Murray. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Prater's kick is good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know, they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
So he stopped for no gain. And 3rd and 8 now.
All right, partner, I wasn't good enough to get this done, but I played with plenty of guys who did. When they spotted wide receiver screen and they got to the football fast and blew the whole thing up, the same result as we just saw usually happened. No gain.
Ritter throwing on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Murray now to throw.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Here's 3rd and 3. Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Going for it on 4th down. It's Ritter.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
When you see those RPOs run, you need the first man to attack and be a disruptor. And on that play, he closed down fast and helped knock it away.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Murray now. A short one here, caught by McBride. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That play disrupted and stopped for a loss by linebacker Troy Anderson.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He's got him in. Complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 34.
Talk about a momentum shifter right there. Tie game, 4th quarter. These are the plays that win you games. And now defensively, the question becomes, how do you respond?
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd down and 6. Now Murray. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in.
Couldn't hang on third down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Here's Murray. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 21. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 57 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest...
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Keontae Ingram. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Cardinals go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point good by Prater. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 27-yard line.
Looking to throw it here. Ritter. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Ritter. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. 2nd and 10 now, it's Ritter. This one into the hands of Pitts. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On 1st down, Ritter. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Scotty Miller, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. This is 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
Back to throw. Murray gets this to Moore. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. Check down to Breida. And he goes out right around the 39. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Now Murray. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Measures used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A 50-yard attempt.
And he got it. He splits the uprights from 50 yards out. And the Cardinals win it. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now, let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future,
I've been going hard from the night into the daylight, telling them all that yesterday's price is not the same price. Eating up wings for breakfast, I can tell you what it tastes like. Wake up and I see red and I still don't got no brake lights. Yeah, feeling super fly. I look in the mirror, see ambition in my eyes. Got more than one formula, they love the way I drive. Yeah, I've been apprised, there's no need to be surprised. Baby, I'm a go-getter, go-getter. Yeah, you better go figure, go figure. Baby, I'm a go-getter, go-getter. Yeah, you better go figure.